Toyota has been making waves in the automotive industry thanks to a recent surge in innovative technologies that are redefining the future of cars. Recently, Toyota's CEO unveiled a groundbreaking new engine that could potentially shake up the market and challenge Tesla's dominance. This revolutionary engine promises to be a game-changer, poised to set a new standard across the industry. Curious about what makes this engine so special and when it will be available? Join us as we explore this exciting development, which Toyota's CEO believes represents the future of automotive technology. In the past few months, Toyota has undergone a remarkable transformation, updating its entire lineup and enhancing its brand image to compete with younger, trendier brands like Tesla. Under the leadership of former CEO Akio Toyoda, Toyota focused heavily on reliability, sometimes at the expense of design innovation and excitement. While this strategy was effective 2 decades ago, it has become clear that a more conservative approach could jeopardize Toyota's position in today's competitive market. Recognizing this, Toyota stepped down, paving the way for Koji Sato, the former head of Lexus and Gazoo Racing, to take the reins. Sato has breathed new life into Toyota, pushing for modernization and the introduction of cutting-edge features across the vehicle lineup. Now, under Sato's leadership, Toyota has introduced an entirely new engine concept, positioning itself once again at the forefront of automotive innovation. So what exactly is this new engine and how will it change the industry? Stay tuned to find out more about this exciting development from Toyota. And don't forget to share your thoughts. Do you prefer the forward-thinking approach of Sato or the traditional focus on reliability championed by Akio Toyoda? Let us know in the comments. The all-new engine type is actually a hydrogen-powered engine. However, we're not talking about FCEVs like the Toyota Mirai, which are EVs that utilize hydrogen fuel cells. No, the engine we're talking about is actually an internal combustion engine that uses hydrogen as fuel. This is big news. As with it, Toyota will be able to achieve its zero-emission goal, potentially becoming the cleanest car manufacturer in the world. As we all know, EVs and FCEVs require a lithium-ion battery pack, which in turn requires lithium to be mined in huge quantities. Lithium is extremely expensive, and lithium mining is a very dirty business. Many car manufacturers have been searching for a completely new battery component to replace lithium, but unfortunately to no avail, as these other battery types are far less efficient than lithium-ion ones. Oh, and let's not forget about the fact that Toyota's own EV, the Toyota BZ4X, isn't really selling all that great, as Toyota, until recently, didn't want to enter the EV segment at all, giving their competitors a head start when it comes to conquering the market. Plus, EVs, despite other technological advancements, are still not practical enough for most people, as the maximum range still isn't enough, especially considering the extremely long charging times. This is why Toyota is set on finding an alternative to electric vehicles in general, and going the way of hydrogen, which they've already explored with the first and second generation Toyota Mirai, is most definitely the way to go. Hydrogen is the most plentiful element in the entire universe, and utilizing it instead of anything else, let alone fossil fuels and lithium, would be one of the most ecologically and economically best decisions ever. Seriously, cars would be cheaper to buy than regular petrol-powered vehicles and cheaper to run than EVs. Who wouldn't want that? You'd be surprised to know that the engine in question isn't actually completely new. Nope, it's actually a derivative of Toyota's fantastic 1.6-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine, which has been adored all around the world by petrol heads due to its extremely high power output, great sound, and reliability, which essentially made it a perfect choice as a starting point for the development of hydrogen-powered internal combustion engines. The engine functions similarly to a regular internal combustion engine that uses LPG as fuel. Hydrogen is a gas, not a liquid, and an extremely robust and virtually bulletproof tank is required for storing it so it doesn't escape, as it's highly flammable. Plus, since hydrogen isn't a liquid, the engine required completely reworked fuel injectors designed for gas, not liquid. Alongside the injectors, Toyota also added considerably hardened valves and valve seats and much stronger connecting rods that could withstand the cylinder pressure required for hydrogen. This resulted in an engine that could withstand continuous use without breaking down, and was as reliable as its more conventional counterpart. So in essence, it's bulletproof. What did you expect? We're talking about Toyota here. Well, they've technically already been adopted, at least the 1.6-liter one. As soon as the engine was developed, Toyota fitted it into a Yaris GR and even a Corolla Cross. These cars are called the Toyota Yaris GR H2 and the Toyota Corolla Cross H2. Oh, and don't worry, these cars aren't gutless, as the reworked engines manage to put out similar levels of power and torque as their petrol-powered cousins, making these cars actually daily usable and fun. To add to the fun factor, the noise coming from the back is also fabulous, as the car sounds just as good as the petrol-powered alternative. Just take a listen. Isn't that fabulous? We can't wait to hear what a low-revving torque monster of a V8 will do. Speaking of which, the V8 is expected to be fully developed in a year or so, which means that we'll be hearing, pun intended, of it very soon. Now granted, the previously mentioned cars are just prototypes that won't see any real use. However, the creme de la creme is the fact that Toyota projects that fully functional hydrogen combustion vehicles will hit the market by the end of the decade. Honestly, we're absolutely thrilled by the fact that EVs are finally getting a proper competitor when it comes to green energy and overall efficiency. We simply can't stress enough how glad we are that internal combustion engines aren't going the way of the dodo yet. We can't wait to start seeing and hearing them on the streets, that is, if we ever get the chance. You see, the Inline 3 and the V8 started development during Akio Toyoda's tenure, who was keen on keeping internal combustion engines as the go-to way of powering vehicles. Sato, unlike his predecessor, is much keener on developing EVs, as he believes they offer a lot of benefits over regular internal combustion engines. In fact, he's so invested in modernizing Toyota that he announced Toyota will offer upwards of 10 completely new EV models by 2030, which is music to our ears, especially considering their extremely late start. Granted, the man isn't giving up on hydrogen as a power source. However, there are a couple of issues that need to be addressed when it comes to hydrogen-powered internal combustion engines. The first issue is their efficiency, or rather, their inefficiency. Hydrogen engines are far thirstier than their petrol-powered counterparts, and apart from being greener, they usually offer far less performance. The 1.6-liter hydrogen-powered Inline 3 is as powerful as its conventional twin brother. However, it also consumes fuel much faster. To make them economical, we'd have to make hydrogen engines absolutely gutless, which, let's be honest, nobody wants. On the other hand, as reliable as the Inline 3 is, and it is reliable, it's still a complex mechanical assembly with numerous components that could easily break down, significantly hampering its reliability. This means they'll be fairly expensive to maintain, considerably more so than hydrogen fuel cell EVs such as the Toyota Mirai. Plus, FCEVs offer a far larger range than hydrogen internal combustion engine vehicles, while also being similarly quick to recharge, making them a far better rational option than the admittedly much cooler internal combustion-powered vehicles. So, to save yourself the hassle, just go and buy an EV, for now at least. They are quicker, much more common, and due to their widespread popularity, far more convenient to charge. The electric vehicle industry has grown significantly over the past decade, and with more charging infrastructure being developed across the world, owning and maintaining an EV is becoming easier than ever. Charging stations are popping up in cities, highways, and even rural areas, making long-distance travel more feasible. Additionally, advancements in battery technology are leading to faster charging times and longer ranges, addressing one of the biggest concerns people have when transitioning from gasoline-powered vehicles to electric ones. Yes, we acknowledge that lithium-ion batteries have their drawbacks. They are prone to catching fire under extreme conditions, and their production process involves the mining of lithium and other rare earth metals, which can be harmful to the environment. The extraction of lithium, cobalt, and nickel requires significant amounts of water and energy, contributing to pollution and habitat destruction. However, despite these challenges, EVs still remain a much greener alternative compared to traditional gasoline or diesel-powered vehicles. The carbon footprint of an EV, when factoring in both production and lifetime emissions, is significantly lower than that of an internal combustion engine vehicle. Moreover, as the energy grid continues to shift toward renewable energy sources like solar and wind, EVs will become even more environmentally friendly. That being said, the potential of hydrogen should not be overlooked. Hydrogen is undoubtedly one of the most promising energy sources of the future, with the ability to power vehicles without releasing harmful emissions. Unlike fossil fuels, hydrogen combustion only produces water vapor, making it an incredibly clean alternative. However, despite its advantages, hydrogen technology is still in its early stages and requires substantial improvements before it can become a practical choice for the average consumer. The challenges associated with hydrogen-powered vehicles include high production costs, limited refueling infrastructure, and lower energy efficiency compared to battery electric vehicles. The transition to hydrogen will take time, but it is important to continue investing in research and development to refine the technology. Companies like Toyota and BMW are already working on improving hydrogen combustion engines and fuel cell electric vehicles, FCEVs, ensuring that hydrogen remains a viable option in the future. While FCEVs offer a longer range and quicker refueling times compared to battery electric vehicles, the lack of widespread hydrogen refueling stations remains a major obstacle to mass adoption. The reality is that we are still in the age of EVs, and it will likely remain that way for the foreseeable future. Until the major challenges associated with hydrogen technology, such as cost, efficiency, and infrastructure, are resolved, the best option for consumers looking for a greener vehicle is to opt for an EV. However, the search for alternatives to lithium-ion batteries is ongoing, and Toyota is at the forefront of this effort. The company is developing an entirely new type of battery that does not rely on lithium or any other rare elements, potentially paving the way for even more sustainable and efficient energy storage solutions. While hydrogen-powered vehicles may not yet be practical for widespread consumer use, they hold immense potential for the future. With continued investment and technological advancements, hydrogen could one day become a mainstream alternative to both gasoline-powered vehicles and EVs. Until then, electric vehicles remain the best choice for those looking to reduce their carbon footprint while enjoying the benefits of modern automotive technology.